Alright, so here's the lathe review. So I still got a little bit more work to do. But bam! For those who may have been watching us at craft shows and stuff turning this, you'll have noticed that this lathe has been completely revamped. This is a new body. These are the old poppets. These poor guys were so gray, so worn down. I have now gone through 2 whole cans of polyurethane on this, and it's still soaking it in. This one's doing pretty well. I sanded all of them down except for the top here. There's so much sweat, oil from people's hands, putting their hands on it and touching it, that that one there kind of finished itself off at the top. But I'm putting poly all over everything for rain, weather. And I just got done drilling 2 holes that I spray painted black. One there, one there. And I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put sticks over here. So pardon the mess, but I've got some poles over there. I'm not going to use the bamboo, but I've got some poles that I'm going to take and cut to fit in here. And then I'm going to be able to take, and as I'm turning, just look at it. Let's look at it from this side. So, have a beautiful bed. New pop. It's like seeing this hammered copper back to being new. Seeing the luster of the wood. That is virgin growth black locust from the late 1600s. And for those who are just joining us, I give everyone this spiel, but get some light over here. But you'll see the axe marks. I didn't do that. Any axe marks on these guys were done by the original people back in the 1600s, who, you see this one nice and clear, cut this tree down, hewed it into a beam, and put it in Fort Strickler there on the Shenandoah River. So virgin growth wood that's extremely old and extremely dry. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get these out so I can get my hook tools out of the car. So I'm going to get that done, and I'm going to check back, and I'm going to show you. All right, are y'all ready for this? Are you ready? Ba-bam! So we're not done yet, but what I did was I took one of those small pieces of wood, like I was saying, one of my poles, cut it in half, and then fit that in there, debarked it, and then I took the other part of it, which was a smaller diameter, and put it there. And the reason for that being is because you put your larger section here, your tools are smaller up here than they are in the back. Your handles are have a larger diameter. So put the small one in the back, and that'll give you the level you need to keep them fairly straight. So the next thing to do is to go in here, mark the location of each and every one of these, and then cut out some little slots. Check back. So I can't tell you how excited I am to be at this point. Like, I have made American style of lathes, springpole lathes from the 1700s, 1800s, and this here is a lathe that I've been wanting to build. And there's a lot of things about this lathe that I absolutely love. This is a European style. It's a much more ancient style. It can be all the way down to the Viking age. It fits into the Romans period, to the Vikings period. It is a phenomenal lathe, and it's been through history. Okay, so one of the things that I'm really excited about is that it fits into the Nissan Versa. I cannot tell you how nice it is to have a compact, steady, strong lathe that fits into the back of the Nissan Versa, and the parts are super light. I'm using bamboo for the legs, and you might go, Bigfoot, bamboo. I'm like, yeah, bamboo, why not? I'm in an area where I'm surrounded by it, and legs break, stuff happens, they're replaceable. This is the thing about it, this lathe being really a bushcrafty lathe, is that you can take any stick and shove it into the holes here in the bed and use it for a leg until it breaks. It's meant to be fixed. It's meant to be repaired. Stuff's going to wear out. It is inevitable, so get over it. But if you can make it to last forever, make it to last forever. But in my world, nothing lasts forever because I'm always using it and I'm always wearing it out. So it needs to be mended and mended quite easily. And bamboo, well, bamboo, I was looking around and, you know, over in China, Japan, a lot of these Eastern nations, they use this stuff for scaffolding. I am a stonemason, okay? I do brick, block, stone. You know how much scaffolding I've set up in my lifetime? I am licensed to set up scaffolding, okay? It is a thing. But now, sorry, I didn't mean to go on that little rant. This is just, I'm super stoked, and I hope my excitement is going through the camera. And for those who have been like, hey, what about the basket making thing? I'm still working on that video. I'm not so sure I like it, and I'm sorry. We might just end up doing basket wood 3.0. So, but this lathe is just super good, and the bamboo is super strong. It's proven itself within this format. I've only had to replace one leg since I've made it, and that's been a few months, and that's been steady turning. So, I've gotten on these legs, I've gotten about 200, 300 hours worth of use, and I've only replaced one. So not bad. So let me flip you around. So bamboo, I absolutely love it. And again, if it wears out, I've got plenty more of it to use up. And this frame, I love to pieces. I love the bungee going across there like that, because if at any point you hit a snag or you need to move your rope over, flip the ball around, whatever, you can move your rope to wherever it's best suited. But now, enough yabbering. Let's make this thing look pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these close to being where I want it. I'm going to mark it. So, and take a mark. 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 I'm just going to mark the location of these guys. And it doesn't have to be precise. In fact, it can be as irregular. Oops, sorry. So now there's several ways to do this. Now we've got this marked out. You can take a saw. You can cut each one out. You can take an adze. You can adze it out. You can take a chisel and you can chisel it out. What I'm going to do is what I'm known for, and that is break out the axe. And we're going to axe them out. We're going to do V-cuts, and we're just going to axe them out, much the way they'd be done in the field. Quick carpenter tip: if you're not good with lines like I am, maybe you're not quite as OCD, or maybe you got ADD or ADHD and you lose track and they're all just lines and you get confuzzled. So go through, just because some of these can get really close together, and then by the time I get ready to make my cuts, they get bloody confusing. Alright, and I've got plenty of room to add more, or I can just start be like Robin Hood and just start putting my tools on top of tools, which is what I'm going to have to do with my nesting hooks. I've got my forge there. I'm going to have to spend a day doing nothing but making some more hooks, because some of these hooks I'm noticing in my last event, some of these hooks need to be redone, like this guy right here. I have worn this guy down to a nub. But thing about them is that you see it goes, I spread it wide to get as much metal as I could, but you can see the cant. And now that this tool is canted down, it was done like that in the forge, but I need to take it and I either need to redraw it out, regrind it, or I need to hit it, or I need to take it, heat it back up, and take that cant and straighten that out, because that tool is getting to the point to where it won't do its job correctly. And when your hooks get to the job where they get to the point to where they can't do the job correctly, it's time to do something about it. So these guys, see that? It's nothing bad. It's just the way that the metal's spread. But yeah, yep. They're about at the end, after God knows how many thousands of bowls I've turned with them. but they're nearing the end of their lifespan on that particular bit of hook. So there'll be a video coming out here soon about making hook chisels and going through the process. Let's get it axed out now. Alright. So, here this is. And I did paint it. I like color. Don't kill me. Don't, you know what? We're going to delete that. And we're going to do it all over again, because guess what? I didn't like that. All right, so Nathan, edit, keep shooting, but redo that scene, edit to this point, and go. All right, so we've got this piece done. I went on ahead, I painted it real quick. I want color in this lathe. I'm tired of just, the stick look. I'm just tired. I want color. I like color. So now let's see how well it works. After we take this, tap it on in. Bam. So we adjust it. Let's see how well everything stacks up. So we need to adjust. We adjust. Bam. There's no guarantee that everything is going to work the way it intended to the first go around. But it's looking like it might. It's looking like it just might. I think we have a winner. Might have to take a couple more, but right here will give me enough room for all my hooks. And if I get to the point where I'm being super, super creative, I've got spots for my hooks. Bam! Done. So the next thing I'm going to do is cut this off back here. So I'm going to cut this to be roughly the same length. And then I'm going to paint that. I'm going to take the bark off of it, and I'm just going to get that painted and get that done. And then we have a tool holder for our hook tools. So that way, as we're turning, I can just reach on over here, grab what I need, and go back to turning. All right, so got to cut down, got it debarked, and you definitely want to do it, make sure there's no buggies or what bug damage there might be. So take some can of spray paint. Here's the process. Pick apart, pick off any loose stuff. And so go in there and I've got a rag with dye all over it, and I'm just going to take that, and that will rub itself nearly off, and we'll introduce different colors to it. And if you don't like it, introduce a new layer, and make sure you do this in a very well ventilated area. Give it a minute to dry, and then boom, that is done. And then it's a little bit right here. Let's get all that. And then put it into the lathe. Bam. Get all the fingerprints. There we go. And that lathe is now done. And I'm slightly higher for it. All right, so let's redo this again. Put your favorite tools wherever. Here's the cups. And of course, you can always bring your handles in, turn them. I like this. This is a very handy way. Here's the spare. And then here's the nesting stuff. Need to make more nesting chisels. These are just the prototypes, but there we are. I'm digging it. Yeah. That's nice. And now we're set up for any medieval market, any Viking market, colonial markets. I like this. So they wouldn't have had just a plain Jane lathe, especially if you were in just a shop, you know? You would have wanted something with color. You would have wanted something to make your work for the day a little easier. You wanted a lathe, when you finally settled down and you made your lathe to use for the rest of your life, you wanted it to be a nice looking lathe that can make you happy. That there makes me happy. So this is Bigfoot with the Bodging Bigfoot, and this is my new lathe. The only thing I have left to do is to drill out the slots just a little deeper for the wedges for my Tuscan tenon underneath to lock it all down, and then we're done. But for right now, I'm going to let everything dry. I'm going to take a rest because I've been at it for a good bit, and it's only halfway through the day. So it's Bigfoot signing off. I hope you enjoy the video. Remember, if you like it, share it, subscribe, or not, whatever. You know, we're just doing this just to make a nuisance of ourselves.